What is up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Live Locks presented by Scores and Odds. If you haven't checked it out already, just making bad life choices. Going over to scoresandodds.com where you got picks from me, Meansy, Dino, all the greats. Plus, you get access to our nice little prop shopping tool where you can see exactly what we have projected for each individual prop, plus where the best lines at. And most importantly, you get access to Grant's Action Lounge. What is Grant's Action Lounge? Well, it's my Discord where I'm giving you all my bets each and every day. Got a boatload of them today. All you got to do is go to scoresandodds.com/Discord and get on in there. It's that simple. Go get signed up. I have so many bets today, Zach, and I've been absolutely crushing it over the last month and 3 days. Over a 10% ROI since the beginning of September. Just absolutely destroying it. I know you have been. It's just been absolutely beautiful. And how many bets do you think I have today? Including the ones
I'm in your Discord, Grant, so I know that you threw out your post today, and it was a long list of basketball and NFL. So
I threw out a second one.
Oh, okay. I'm going to throw in some NBA picks. That's my specialty. And yes, the last 2 months have been fantastic. I started October very slow. I was getting a little bit worried. And then as soon as NBA came in here with some hockey, boom, we're back. So let's keep it going in November. I see no reason why we shouldn't.
All right. Well, I'm just going to get right into this because we have so many bets. So anything you want to hop in on, say anything about, just interrupt me. And yeah, but first one is Halliburton over 32.5 points, rebounds, assists. Let's see if that line's moved. I got a minus 120 over at MGM. Halliburton has just been fantastic very much this entire season. It's not a great matchup, but still this line is a bit too low. 32.5 for Halliburton, basically any spot is far too low.
Yeah, no Butler, no Adebayo's questionable with a right knee contusion. Halliburton's a 20-10 guy this year. There's no doubt about it. So 32.5, I'll take that over. I think he's probably averaging about 34, 35.
Yeah, I think he's slightly over that. He's just been incredible, and that's with a couple of goose eggs. One game randomly where they didn't play him for like 10 minutes. I don't know why. Halliburton or Horford under 20.5 points, rebounds, assists. This seems to pop every single day, and I keep hitting it. I also took his under on points. I don't know why it keeps popping. Last time it did not work out well for me, but I hit both of those. I do have a few Jason Tatum bets. So I have Tatum over 7.5 rebounds, minus 125 at DK.
Love that.
I have Tatum over 26.5 points, minus 110 at MGM.
I also have Tatum over 26.5. So we're on the same page with that one. And you know, his PAR, like you mentioned the rebounds. I mean, I've been on record saying, I think last week I gave out his double Grant on your show and it hit. Jason Tatum's going to be a double this year. I'm just going to call it out. He's going to average 9.5 or more rebounds.
Yeah, no, he's good. He's good if you people are unaware.
I also have Jason Tatum over blocks tonight. So
I have his over points, rebounds, assists too. So
so you got points, rebounds, assists, and points. I got his points and blocks. I'm just going to put it out there. I think I mentioned on the show last week, like the Jason Tatum MVP, if you can get it anywhere 9 or 10 to 1, you might as well jump on it because that's a major value. It's going to be him, Giannis, Luka, and we'll see if anyone else can challenge those guys. But Tatum over blocks, that's just get him one block. If anyone watched the Cavs Celtics game on ESPN the other night, I certainly did as a huge Cavs fan. Jason Tatum came up with a monster dunk and then blocked Donovan Mitchell at the buzzer to send it into OT. So he's everywhere. Rebounding, assists, points, blocks. I like him for MVP this year.
We really need to go to a basketball game again. I'm sure we got some sports book will give us some tickets. I'm going to Betfred sending me to Broncos to Mile High for a film breakdown and catered meal and tour of the field on Thursday, I think. So
see, I tried to get into one of that tent before the Thursday night game, and I'm like, I'm limited to $5. Can I still come in? And the girl didn't know what I was talking about, but she said I needed to buy tickets if I wanted to come in. So no Betfred for me, but maybe I can sneak in.
Yeah, luckily I've lost money on it on Colorado. I've won a bunch of money on it in Arizona. I was only there for 2 separate weekends, and I'll be there for for Thanksgiving. But yeah, Colorado, they still think I'm a loser, which is
I'm so jealous.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Let's see. Ao Dosumu, under 11.5 points. You can get that -110 at DK still. Levine, I really like this bet. Over 21.5 points, -115.
Yes, I'm on that as
Volume
well.
has been fantastic for him. He's just not shooting very well. I know it's a
I'm
tough
on
match
the
going.
Levine. Yeah, I'm on that Levine over 21.5, $2,000. I mean, I've hit this last game. I think it was. I forget which game, but I hit it. He's like a 25-point scorer. I'm shocked that they're still at 21.5. I don't know why they're staying down there, but I would guarantee that this prop is going to be 23, 24.5 within weeks for sure.
Yeah, no, right there with you. I also took the AO under 3.5 assists, Vooch over 11.5 boards, -110 over an MGM, like both of those. Random little bets, Dylan Brooks over 2.5 rebounds, -113. Dorian Finney-Smith over 8.5 points, -120. Brooks under 2.5 assists, -140. Let me know if any of these stand out to you and you have them.
Yeah, well, the Vooch rebounds, I took his under the other night. It was 12.5. And I know he had like 17 the night of the last game. And I took his under 12.5 and he just destroyed that. And I obviously checked the game logs. I knew he was rebounding well, but he is really rebounding well this year. So normally in 11.5, I don't take overs on, but I'm not going to argue with that one.
Yeah, no, I mean, solid. It's -110. I already moved to -115. Let's see. Paul George under 25.5 points. That just seems a tad bit too high to me. I don't know if you're with me there.
Well, I certainly don't go over 25.5 on many guys. So I would, he had a couple of big games there. I'm sure that's what inflated that. And it's so early in the year. He doesn't. I would absolutely take the under on that one.
Yeah, let's see. Dylan Brooks under 2.5.
Finney Smith, he had a good game. He was hitting clutch baskets the other night. So 8.5, that's just 3 3-pointers for him.
Yeah, I mean, that's all he really is. He's a 3-and-D guy. We haven't projected 8.64.
Make 3 shots over 4 quarters.
Yeah, it's not gonna be too tough. He'll generally shoot up 6, 7, 8 times a game. Morant under 7.5 assists. Trey Jones under 4.5 rebounds. Really like this one. So Giannis has been playing out of his mind this year. I mean, I know that it's partially to do with Middleton being out and Drew struggling earlier on. But 33.5 points. Is it me or does that just seem far too high to you?
Yeah, it's early in the year and these computers are just going by the game logs and they are playing. Who are they playing tonight? They are playing
Minnesota. So there's also going to have
Minnesota in the middle. They're on the road. He's going against Gobert and Anthony Towns. You mentioned no Middleton, but the Bucks have had the easiest schedule to open up the year. So those numbers are based on him playing some of the worst teams in the NBA. I think they just came off a back-to-back with Detroit. Yep. And 33.5. I mean, come on. Like, is this Michael Jordan? I mean, Giannis is the best player in the NBA, but he doesn't play 40 minutes a game. He's playing about 32 probably. And I don't know about this. I mean, I'm going to hit that under after the show.
Yeah, I'm sitting at -115 over at FanDuel. Devin Booker over 25.5 points. It was sitting at 28 in some spots for some reason. 25.5 is far too low. I mean, the guy is just a walking bucket so far this year. He's been absolutely fantastic. I'm looking at his stats here, and sorry if there's construction going on. I'm redoing my kitchen, but he's averaging 29.3 points so far on the season. He gets a matchup versus Portland. Like, what am I? He had 33 versus Portland last time. He's had 30 plus in almost every single game this season outside of 2 of them. He's just been so good. He's going to hit every single night.
He'll be averaging close to 30 this year. Over 25.5 seems like a auto bet and just play the odds there.
Yeah. LeBron James under 7.5 assists. I think we have him projected.
We're butting heads on that one, Grant. So I don't hate this bet of under 7.5. The last year it probably was a winner. I'm taking the over 7.5, and I'm doing as part of my copyrighted King's Cross bet. So the King's Cross is a bet that I've been making for several years now on LeBron, where I go under PAR on him when it gets high enough, which it is tonight at 44.5 at FanDuel, Barstool. And then as a somewhat of a hedge on that, I take his over assist, because if he's distributing the ball, he's not scoring as much. And so I'm going under 44.5 with the big bet, and I'm taking like maybe a half unit on the over assist. And Grant, I'm also going to mix in, and this is the full King's Cross here, where I also take a little bit on the triple double tonight, plus 850 over at Barstool Bet Rivers. I have actually hit this bet where I get the under PAR, I get the triple double, and obviously I get the over assist with the triple double for 3-baggers. So my goal is to hit the under PAR, and if I get the assist, great. But I'm gonna use the over assist as part of that formula.
Yeah, I mean, LeBron's been a beast on the board so far this season, and you pretty much know that he's going to end up with 10-plus points. So I don't mind that triple-double bet, even though I have the under on assists. He's averaging 7.3 assists, so that's kind of the tough one for him to get. But he can have those games where he plays 40 minutes, just absolutely smashes in any given spot. I have a feeling this is going to be one you don't agree with me with. Markkanen under 8.5 rebounds. I know that.
Yeah, 8.5. 8.5 is fine. I don't mind taking the under on that. He's averaging about 9. He's averaged 9 in his career. I know we had a disagreement on Markkanen last week, but that was a 7.5, and that was at the minus 136. So 8.5 minus 123. Yeah, I think he's going to be averaging around that a year. So that's no play for me, but I'm not going to go against it.
Yeah, well, I mean, plus I think last time you went against me, you also had his double-double, and
the odds were there that night. Grant, the odds were just there that night for the double-double plus 360, and the under didn't look good to me. And so that's a guy I watched him every game last year, so I know that one pretty well. But I'm not going to go against you this time.
Yep, Isaiah Stewart over 10.5 points. You can that minus 114 at FanDuel. I'm taking some Durant unders though.
Yes.
Durant 49.5 points, rebounds, assists, under 7.5 assists. I mean, we've seen Brooklyn be not great at all so far this season. I mean, they've struggled. They've won 2-3 games, and I know that they're a 3-point dog against the Wizards. I could easily see this being a blowout either way. It's just an ugly game. I mean, I took the over on Kuzma assists 2.5 and the over on Morris points 9.5, but I really, really like these Durant unders.
Yeah, so I was on the under 7.5 assists, and then I saw that the PAR was 49.5, and I literally cashed out my 7.5 assists. Not that I don't like it, but I'm just going to take that PAR tonight for my big bet. I'm not going to worry about assists. 50 points, rebounds, and assists with the team in turmoil. He's answering every question from reporters about Kyrie, and I don't know who he's going to get these assists to on that team, but they're definitely going to be double covering him. And he could score 40 tonight. I get it, but I'm taking under 50 PAR on every single player in the NBA. I don't care who it is and who's injured. 50, I'm going under. And then in that game, I have the Kuzma a double. He's a great rebounder. He had a controversial tweet today. We don't need to get into it, but I do like his double at plus 340 today. And did I have something else? I have Nick Claxton under assist. Again, I don't know who these guys. I don't know where these assists are coming from with Kyrie out. I understand Ben Simmons is not playing, but Claxton, I don't know who he would even pass the ball to if he passes at all. So I got Claxton under 1.5 assists. I think it was plus 128, and he goes over or under about half the time. So plus 128 on a 50-50 prop is great for me.
Yeah. Let's see. I have Vooch over 2.5 assists. DeRozan under 4.5 rebounds. Aldama under 10.5 points. Kennard Dog under 11.5 points, minus 120 over at DK. Let's see. Trey Jones, 6.5 assists is just a bit too high. I'm going to get that minus 115 over at Win. Vassell over 3.5 assists plus 125 at Sports Illustrated.
He's a gunner. He likes to shoot, so I see that. Now
he's not gonna do all the offense. He's averaging 4.5 assists a game. So getting
he's been playing
3.5 plus 125
he's been playing great. I mean, he should be thrown in for most improved. And I'll tell you who I like for most improved as well, aside from Halliburton, is Desmond Bane, your man.
The Bane train.
You should have won it last year. So
yeah, I know that him not winning it last year cost me legit like $70,000.
Yeah, that cost me as well. And I'm going to not bet against you, but I'm going to tell everybody to watch out for Trey Jones on the assist train because he surprised me the other day with his passing skills. So 6.5 is, for him to get 7, it's a lot, but I want people to just pay attention to him on the assist train. There's a reason why the prop is fairly high.
Yeah, no, and it makes sense. But I mean, the thing is with Vassell in the game, Trey Jones's assist numbers are drastically worse. That's kind of why I'm going with it. I mean, Jones is averaging 5.3 assists per game on the season, and without Vassell in there, he's averaging like 6.5, 7.5, something like that.
Right, that must have been it. I saw him play without Vassell, and he was just dishing. So that makes sense too.
Yeah. So that's kind of the reason why I'm also taking the Vassell over assist. Paul George over 4.5 assists. While I don't like his points bet, I took the under there. I took the over on his assists. Luka under 31.5 points. What do you think about that one?
Yeah, I mean, normally I would always just go under anybody with a 30-point prop. Now he's just been pounding the pavement with the ball, just dominating the ball. I'm never going to go against an under 31.5. I don't have any problem with that, but his game log is pretty crazy with the stats he's been putting up.
Yeah, no, absolutely fantastic. Let's see. Siakam under 6.5 assists.
Yeah, that's a big number. I mean, his passing's been phenomenal last year. I know you were on his over assists all year, and I jumped on that train. But 6.5, I mean, these are big numbers for a guy who plays power forward to get 7 assists. He is having an MVP-like year, but I have no problem with the under assist on that one. I might take that one later too.
I wouldn't. I just looked and it's moved. I got it -122. It's moved to -140. So
yeah, that's a high number. Right.
Yeah, Luka over 8.5 assists. Well, his points number is too high. His assist number is probably a bit too low over at WinBet -125 on that over. If you don't have WinBet -135, mind it, it's moved to 9.5 most places where it should be almost every single night. Here's a weird one. I bet this under pretty often, but generally I get it at 13.5. Giannis under 12 over. I have Giannis over 12.5 rebounds. I generally bet his under. And I know it's a matchup versus Gobert, but he's still 12.5. Getting plus odds on the over is pretty solid.
Right. Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to.
Markkanen, last basketball bet over. Yeah. I have Markkanen over 19.5 points, -113 at FanDuel. While I think his rebound number might be a little bit too high, he's been just consistently putting up over 20. Mm-hmm. And yes, I think he does again tonight.
Yeah, Markkanen. I mean, I was tipped off to Markkanen in the summer where he was playing in the FIBA leagues or European leagues or something, and he was just balling. And then knowing he was coming into Utah, I had high hopes for him this year. Another most improved candidate. He is just balling. Don't expect it to slow down. He's going to score around 20 a game this year.
Yep. Yeah, no, just balling. Got some football bets. I know that you probably haven't looked into football too much, so I'll just hammer on through these. There's not a ton. Darnell Mooney under 3.5 receptions, -109 at Caesars. They're only throwing the ball like 25 times a game. They're designing runs for Fields. Easy under. ETN under 3.5 receptions, -150 over at DK. While he was more of the receiving back earlier on, now that he's a full-time back, they're not giving him as many dump-offs. Gabe Davis under 55.5 receiving yards, -110 at MGM. He's boom or bust, so I take he'll average over 55 yards a game, but he's going to hit his median outcome is well under 55. Noah Fant over 27.5 receiving yards, -106 over at Caesars. He got 45 versus the Cardinals last time. Not great versus tight ends. Receiving core is banged up, so Fant's going to see a bigger role in this spot here in a fast-paced game. DK Metcalf over 65.5 receiving yards, -115 over at DK. Too low of a line. Metcalf is going to crush in this spot. Hopkins over 83.5 receiving yards, -115 over at DK. Murray under 34.5 rushing yards, -115 at DK. Hopkins over 6.5 receptions, -131. Brady over or under 0.5 rushing yards, minus 135 over at Caesars. And I realized I did a video earlier today and I mentioned the wrong odds. So I fudged up. Oh, well. But yeah, that's it.
We all make mistakes when we bet 50 props a day.
Yeah, well, I just mixed up the odds on the receptions and the receiving yards. So, yep, I fudged that one up. But, oh well, things happen. That's it. Anything else before we get on out of here, Zach?
If you guys have any questions on NBA props, DM me at Zachonomics. I answer every DM, and I'm glad to interact with everybody. And yeah, check out that LeBron under par over assist King's Cross trademark by me. It's been one of the most profitable bets I've ever made. So let's go after it tonight. It's hit the last 2 times, and I'm going to throw the triple double in there as well tonight. That's my favorite one.
Nice. I like it. All right, guys. Well, it's been fun. We'll be back here on Monday. Right. Flickers.